Hi, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. And I said I wanted to do a reading on. You hear that sweet sound? Oh, I think it's a sparrow. He's just standing on top of one of the bamboo uh, things that my husband has in the garden and just singing that beautiful song. One of my guides is named Sparrow Woman, so perhaps that's her talking to me. So, Sparrow Woman is here. And I wanted to do a reading on the explosion in Lebanon. So, it occurred on the 4th. That was the day after the full moon, with Uranus square it. Expect the unexpected. That was pretty unexpected. But, it happened in a place that was already really, really suffering. So, it's tough stuff, man. Just tough stuff. So much suffering. So much suffering. And it sort of comes up in waves, right? It comes up in waves. Oops. Where, it'll come up and then it'll go down, and then another place comes up. Another story. Okay. What do we need to know about the explosion that occurred in Lebanon on the 4th of August? I did look at a chart too, but I don't remember what I saw. I was able to get the birth date of Lebanon. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, first card. Dominion. X marks the spot. These two wands are they're blocking the way to looks like further destruction, perhaps. Crossed by the magician. See what's at the root. The 6 of Stones, success. The past, strength. In the sky, the moon. In the immediate future, the 9 of Swords. Oops. How it's seen from outside, the Emperor. Domestic situation, the Daughter of Wands in the East, or called the Princess of Wands, Radha. Radha. And the Wheel of Fortune. Challenged by the Magician. Challenged by the Magician. I feel as though this is divine intervention. In order to stop the the continued manipulation of the narrative by those who have the money. And how they feed off the energy of chaos, how they feed off the energy of people being upset, of emotions. I once read somewhere that, and I don't know where I read it, it was a long time ago, so I apologize for not remembering. But they were talking about, and I don't really talk about this stuff, nor do I know that much about it. But this is what I read way back when, that the reptilian sort of lower vibrational control, um, more controlling alien, I guess, race, um, uh, stokes the fires like this of anger and sorrow and grieving and all that stuff because because they feed off the emotional energy. It's almost like them, planting a garden. Um, and they feed off of that sort of lower astral energy that we create by constantly being in a state of trauma. And so I think that the fact that the nightmare, the cruelty card, is in the immediate future concerns me a bit. But that being said, it is about nightmares. It is about imagining the worst. And so I don't know if there's a concerted effort for people to see that. I know that Trump said that he thought it was probably a bomb. President of the United States just talks off the top of his head. Oh, maybe it was a bomb. Well, who would who'd be served? Usually, anytime there's something like that, no matter what it is, who gets served are the people who sell the guns. Those are the people who get served. So, but it is a possible outcome, and it doesn't have to go there. Doesn't have to go there. This is about having dominion over your own story or the story you want to create. This sounds like a similar reading to the last one, but I think I have to drive this home, and certainly the cards are sussing that out. That you are in charge of your destiny, and where you put your attention is, the lifeblood of whatever it is that's going to be born, and so or manifest. So manifest beauty, manifest love, manifest happiness, manifest abundance, manifest peace of mind. What can you do in your life to make a choice or a different choice so that your life works more in alignment with your own sense of fulfillment and joy and happiness? When you watch kids play, and they just giggle and they laugh and they're just in the moment and loving life. They're not attached to computers or things that they're doing, right? But they're just being in the moment and spontaneous. We need more of that. I actually picked one, two little cards in this reading. So the next card I picked, which would be the domestic situation, we get Radha. And I'm going to read Radha because I can't say I know that much about Radha. I've been to Kirtan and I've sang to her, but I don't know that much about her. Perhaps I should know before I start singing to people, right? Or to deities. Okay, hold on. Oh dear, where is this? Oh, I see. The court cards, I think, are all in the back. Yep. Radha and Krishna, son of wands, are gods, but they are also human. They are young and in love. Their flutes are the power wands translated into music. Radha's flute blends the colors of the rainbow. The red dot on her forehead is a symbol of holiness and life. 3 stones over her forehead signify sensuality, motherhood, and wisdom, abundance, joy, good sense, culture. So, this is the energy of the domestic situation, interestingly enough, the energy of abundance. I feel like, on some level, this is going to bring the plight, actually, of the Lebanese people to the front, to front and center, because so many people have so many problems in the world that the world's like, I mean, we certainly have problems in America with the way the administration is dealing with the COVID-19 crisis and all the attacks on our liberties and our civil liberties and the Constitution and a lawless president who acts more like a mafia don than he does uh, even a businessman. I mean, he acts more like a mafia don than he acts like a businessman, and that's what he's supposed to be. He certainly, absolutely does not act like a president. Um, but what was the point with that? Um, so we have all these issues, and a lot of the energy is coming in this direction. And places like Lebanon, who, not to say we don't have problems, but they have real problems. They're starving. They're starving. um, it sort of brings that energy back. And I think because of that, there's going to be more energy, more love, more generosity, more concern is going to go in the direction of, is going to go in the direction of Lebanon. And I think sometimes when, it's one thing if you're having troubles or you're not having troubles and somebody else is having troubles, you might not notice them having troubles. But when you have trouble and then you see somebody who's even more trouble than you can resonate with it a little easier. And on a certain level, I think when we have less, we have a tendency to give more because it's in giving that we receive, right? It's in the Bible. It also has to, that's a lot to do with Michael's healing. It's like if you're having an issue with somebody, who's bringing you down and taking the peace out of your life, send them love. Send them love. Send them healing energy. Because then as they get loved, they no longer have to pick on you. They no longer have to use you as a focus. And anyway, so I think that this explosion is a way for more generosity of spirit to come into a country that really, really needs it. There's the hopes and fear is the wheel of fortune, and they're hoping for their lives to be different, and I think yes, in fact, it will, because the last card I picked was the Nine of Cups, which I forgot to pick when I first did it. But let's see if we can get a major arcana. We got defeat and illusions of success and the devil. Huh. So, what I want to say is we always have to keep in mind and ask the question, who's benefiting financially from any situation? Because that will tell you a lot about why we have a problem. Because they create problems in order to um, in order to profit. So while it does look like things are going to get better for Lebanon because of this, we can't lose sight that just because we have a positive turn here, that everything's going to be okay. It's going to take a really, a lot of energy. And to a certain extent, it's going to take um, real commitment and a restructuring of things in order for us to really, for a place like Lebanon to benefit, to actually benefit itself. If they can find a way of making peace be as profitable as war, I mean, I think that's just a generalized statement, not just Lebanon, um, then I think we would have peace. And it's interesting because why wouldn't peace be profitable, right? Why wouldn't people being happy be profitable? They would just be, they would just be doing things that made them happy instead of doing things to avoid pain or that made them sad. Why not make being happy profitable? For everybody, not just, for the people who can afford it, but you know what I'm saying? We have to we have to structure life so that we can maintain ourselves and keep ourselves, fed and educated and um, entertained, I guess. So yeah, we have to be careful with this though. We do, because there's a lot of there's other stuff here. There's other people like pulling strings and such that um, I don't think that I don't want to. It's not the U.S. per se. Like I don't mean it's like the U.S. But I think that these people who benefit from the misery of others don't really have a country. They're not Americans. They're not Russians. They're not Israelis. They're not Saudis. They're not whatever Chinese. They're they're kind of a group unto themselves. It's not connected to a nation. They can use national pride and manipulate that so that people go in a certain direction, but they themselves have only their loyalty to themselves, which kind of is very much what Trump is. His only loyalty is to himself. And we think that like that's unusual, but that's kind of what these people who, not everybody who's in the upper echelon. So I don't want, being rich does not make you evil in any way, shape, or form. Making you evil or being evil while you're rich is very dangerous because you hold all the cards and you can act like you're God and you're not. So let's pick one from the mystical oracle deck. Oh, here it is. Sorry. I put it somewhere. I couldn't find it. Oops. So this is the bombing in the bombing. Oh my God, I said it right, didn't I? The what do you call the explosion in Lebanon? This is the explosion in Lebanon. There's a giant spider on my ceiling, spinning a web, and a big fly almost got caught. But he either took the right turn for the fly, or he saw the spider, or he just got lucky. So this, my, said the spider to the fly. Okay. Lightning. Lightning. Interesting. Okay. Of course, lightning is always about illumination, right? The lightning bolt. I mean, I've watched some lightning strikes on YouTube, and the formidable electrical discharge of a lightning bolt brightens the sky and strikes the earth, accompanied by the mighty sound of thunder. This phenomenon has a positive aspect in light illuminates the earth and the psyche, but there is a destructive side as well. The bolt can burn and even kill if too strong. The forces of the upper world are investing their gathered energies to ignite with you with new inspiration and creativity. Allow this divine gift of awakening to take root in your being and enjoy a renewed sense of clarity, passion, and vision. Life has gifted you with a destiny that is in alignment with your passion and in harmony with all existence on earth. Now, lightning has come to jolt you into accepting your destiny. Oops. Let this invitation release what is in the way of you fulfilling your life purpose. Otherwise, you'll be bound to your karmic fate. This is a time to be courageous and daring. So, in a way, it really was like an alarm clock going off, right? Like an alarm clock. And I believe the gate, the Lion's Gate, starts in July, the end of July, and goes until I think next week sometime. Um, so that's interesting that these things are happening in this time period. And of course, a lot of things here happening here in the U.S., but they're not necessarily physical explosions as much as they are like truth bombs and stuff like that that's happening, and information that's coming out, and names are being exposed, and um, on many levels of corruption. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Like and subscribe. I hope it gave you a little more insight into the situation. But have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. I'll definitely see you tomorrow. You won't see me, you'll see my flowers, but I will see you tomorrow. Take care.